I've been getting a lot, oh, you're that Cuber lady. The weird thing is that was the point. So people be like, oh, who's that? It's that Cuber lady. And then, so now it's happening a lot. And my only response is like, yeah, I am. That's me. So it's kind of weird. I'm getting used to it, even though that was the original plan. Okay. I see you haters. Oh my God. So with this clock thing going on, like, the haters are coming out of the woodwork, people that don't prefer clock, talking about, oh, clock, please, or, oh, clock is stupid, I don't do clock. And it's like, I learned clock because people constantly were saying it was stupid. So it's like, oh, I wonder how to solve this thing. So I went on, let's see, who taught me? Who taught you? That's the question. Who taught you how to solve clock? Lego Boys E3's video, I learned from him. So now that it's like, I was talking to Josh Farron, who noticed I podiumed at September speed cubing. Brandon Stanishram was all like, oh, everybody knew you podiumed. Anyway, it's like, ooh, people are keeping up with me. Anyway, so I was talking to him like, yeah, I've been practicing clock a lot, and I'm noticing that there are a lot of shortcuts. So I need to turn off the timer and work on those little shortcuts, for the future. But who knows when there's even going to be another competition with clock, unless I organized one. Hey, Walter, what you doing? Your morning constitutional? Okay. So speaking of clock, speaking of timers and stuff, it was weird, like, I finished finals not last. Okay, I didn't even check the statistics because I already knew my average, because every single solve in the finals was 15 seconds for me. There was nothing else but 15 second solve. So I had like a 15.2 single on that average and like a 15.55 average. And I did not come in last. Hey y'all, I beat Jack Johnston at clock. Love it, like those, like the people, like, the staples in the community. It's like when you do better than them, it's like, oh my God, I don't, pulled it off. So yeah, that was pretty cool, because funny story was, so Slater, the delegate, came up to me. I think I was talking to Rachel's mom. I was talking to Beth Farron, and he came up to me and he waited until she left and said, Kristen, have you ever made finals? And I said, what are you talking about? Do you want me to help write the names on the scorecards? What is that? He's like, Kristen, have you ever made the final round in an event? And I was like, no. And he was like, well, you just did. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I saw my scorecard, and it was so funny because everyone kept on asking me, because I had my clock in my hand to go put it on the score sheet, and everyone kept asking me, are you really in like, did you make, like, are you competing in clock or in finals? And I was like, yes. I was like, yeah, I did it. It's me. I'm the last one. But I didn't end up last in the event. It was super cool. So like slow cuber achievements, you can do it too. Because people are like, oh, I've never had a podium, or oh, I've never been to finals. Yes, you will. And yes, you can. Because like, I feel like I'm basic cuber as hell, and I made it. But yeah, man, them haters on clock, everybody's got their preferred WCA events. Some people hate 2x2 or Scube or Pure Minx or something. Some people don't do big cubes. Some people only do big cubes. Some people only do big blind, It's like, hey, to each his own, man. You ain't got to do everything everybody does. But it sure is nice to go up there with the world, with like the world-class cubers and put in your final average. Like, that's intense. And it's pretty cool how somebody also flew out from New Jersey just because East Coast comps don't got clock. East Coast comps better get your clock. Hey. But yeah, okay. Wiscube was was legit. The one thing I noticed about it that made it so good was the scheduling. The schedule was so engaging. It was like something about it, besides the 3 rounds of clock, something about it was just really right, really engaging. I'm probably gonna go back and look at it because like, and then there was buffer time. So then they threw in that extra event, you know, so like going to Wiscube made me realize how new I am still in the game. Yes, 16 competitions later, and I'm still very new in the game. 5 competitions organized, and I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. So basically, I'm not going to organize until 2018. I'm aiming for January, February, March. Ooh, 2018, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. What else did I want to talk about quick? How long is this video? Hey, 6 minutes? You all want more? Okay. I ain't got more. So I'll try to make more videos. I subscribe to some of your channels out there so I can see your stats because I know you in real life, you know. Wilson, yeah, calling y'all out. I subscribe to Zeke Mackey or Zeke McKay. Everyone thought it was McKay. Someone said Mackey. But man, some of these kids, this big, and they're like big time cubers, like blindfolded, mega minx, 7x7, 6x6. A kid looked at me like, how come you're not competing in 6x6? I'm like, because I suck at commutators. Even though they're super easy, but I don't know, my brain. I was talking to some girl. I taught her how to judge. Oh yeah. You know, and it was cool because I taught her how to judge, and I was spotting her. So when assault happened, it was this guy, the guy who was wearing the China Championship shirt. What's his name? I can't remember. The yellow China Championship shirt guy. He put in a solve, and it looked really weird at the end. But I was spotting her, you know, so I was like kind of standing there, kind of chatting with people, watching her like judge because she was learning how. And this was the special guest. This is Rachel's special guest from her church, so that was kind of cool too. And the cube landed all funky, and you know, instantly she just looked to me. I walked over, and you know, you go based off of that divot inside of the piece to figure out whether it's a real +2 or not. And it was legal. It was legal because that line was what made it like super looking legal. But like if you didn't look at that, it would have looked like a +2. And he was like, oh my God, this saved my average. And you know, it was undeniable that it was legit, you know. So even though you had to look at the inside of the corner piece, whatever. Whatever. Anyway, so that was pretty cool. I don't know, you know, 4-hour drive to get to Madison. I left at 4 a.m. that morning, got there at like 7:50. It's perfect. It's like one of the first people there. And then I wasn't able to, the only sad part was I didn't have dinner with the staff because I had to get home, you know, 4-hour drive back to Minnesota. And, you know, and then of course I got caught in the downpour. And then when I get home to Minnesota, I'm watching the news. They're talking about the weather. Oh, and those thunder showers over east. And I was like, freaking A, I was in them damn thunderstorms. It was rough. I mean, the whole sky lit up. You guys want to hear about cubing? Anyway, no sub 20 average. I got a 21 average and 19 single. Garbage. But my next competition isn't for several weeks away. Chicago Ghosts, here I come, going to Chicago. I had never been to Madison, but I'm going to Chicago. The last time I went to Chicago was probably a good I don't know if it was 20 years ago. It was a long time ago. I think I was just a teenager. We took a train, but that was that. So get to go back to Chicago. Where do you guys get costume ideas? I have no idea. I typically don't dress up. Ooh, the pretty leaves. The only thing I could think about dressing up as was like a Husker fan and getting a whole bunch of Nebraska gear, because I never was a Husker fan, but it'd be fun to pretend that I was one. Oh, it's all so sunny I can't even see myself. But yeah, so I'm hoping that in 2017 that official sub 20 average will happen. Yes, because maybe the eclipse changed everything. Anyone notice any weird changes in the eclipse and their cubing? Did the eclipse affect your cubing? What a good question. Do you think? Anybody feel that weird, how the atmosphere was all like heavy and like yellowish and like blanketing you, and then afterwards suddenly like things were different on the other side? This is really weird. I found that my cubing is different. Like I've got this weird understanding now. It's really odd in terms of like the puzzles and things like that. So I really should get into it a little more and do some more practicing, some more work, and see what comes out of it, because that eclipse did something. It shifted some stuff around, and I feel it personally. I truly, truly do. Like, I think at the start of the new year, or was it New Year 2016 or 17, both of them, after like these last couple of New Years, I was like, everything is different, and you might notice that. But I know that, anyway, cubing. Bye!